Howdy, y'all. The following is a clip from a show called On Our Last Nerve. Watch it on Objectively Subjective's channel and catch it every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And also be sure to subscribe. We have some wonderful co-hosts on the channel, #Heathen and Faithless Southerner. Make sure to subscribe to them too. They're awesome. I hope y'all enjoy.
There you go. But yeah, don't throw shit at me.
Well, speaking of shit, should I go into my topic?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so shit, yeah. David Silverman, the myth, the meme, the misogyny. Also known for his appearance on Bill O'Reilly, which was cringe, definitely a meme kind of thing. Well, he got fired again recently from the Atheist Alliance International for allegations that he engaged in creepy touching a lovely woman named 𝕽𝖊𝖋𝖊𝖓𝖈𝖊𝖘.
What?
I know, it's a shocker, right?
No way. You're saying the guy that got kicked out for doing the thing went somewhere else and did the same thing.
Did the thing.
Yeah. I know it sounds nuts, but
no.
Yeah. It's creepy is kind of a common Silverman meme theme as well, but we'll come back to all of that. Speaking of memes themselves, 𝕽𝖊𝖋𝖊𝖓𝖈 is a star of memes on her own. She was interviewed by Wolf Blitzer after having survived a tornado in Oklahoma. Oh, sorry. And upon asking her whether she thanked the Lord for saving her life during the deadly event, she responded, "I'm actually an atheist." And that kind of kicked off her little meme career there. And so 𝕊𝖋𝖊𝖓𝖈 has also been a part of humanist disaster recovery teams, has collaborated with Foundation Beyond Belief in launching the Humanist Service Corps in 2014. She's made plans overseas with other humanitarian efforts, as well as disaster relief of many varieties. As far as I can tell, she's a very caring individual, and there's no reason to doubt her account of the events that she alleges. Listen to women, y'all. Anyway, so Pathos reports her account. 𝕊𝖋𝖊𝖓𝖈 says Silverman, who was fired from his position at American Atheist after he was accused of forcing himself on one woman and using his position to pressure another woman into sex, caressed the small of her back at a gathering of like-minded non-believers on November 2nd. This was less than a month after the Friendly Atheist reported that Silverman had joined the Atheist Alliance International. On December 3rd, a month after the alleged incident, 𝕊𝖋𝖊𝖓𝖈 posted that Silverman had creepy touched her at a party. She says, "He caressed the small of my back where I have nerve damage and am currently in PT for physical therapy while I was bending over to get my shoes," she posted on Facebook. She says Silverman escalated the incident by trying to convince her to not talk about it or otherwise connect it to his name. And she says he connected it to his name when he did it, she posted on Tuesday. And he also connected his attempt to silence me to his name when he did that. He also thanked 𝕊𝖋𝖊𝖓𝖈 for not being evil when she didn't immediately broadcast the event to the public, according to her post. And she replied, and I love this. This is epic. "I made sure to inform David Silverman that evil does not exist, and it's not okay to use that kind of language to silence someone you've violated. My therapist said this is predatory behavior and that grooming behaviors start with these types of autonomy violations." She also said, "I do not even remotely owe him silence." Awesome. She kicks ass. Love her. So, yeah, believe women, definitely. He's a creepy son bitch right there. Now, Silverman's creepiness is also a meme, as I specified before, mainly due to the character he presents as an overall slimeball who's been accused of participating in the same kind of power play to get sex consistently over the past few years that he's been given any kind of relevance. This cannot be waved away. Listen to women. I don't know if I should go back to, y'all all know the backstory of Silverman. So,
well, I mean, I can give my own little story. Like when I first started on YouTube was right as the initial thing happened, and everybody was going overboard, trying to figure out what side you were on. And from the very beginning, I said, if he did it, he doesn't belong in any kind of organization. He doesn't belong in that level of a administrative role, and that he should be removed. And then I saw that he had been placed as an executive director of another atheist charity. And at that time, tons of us like, what? And that charity's like, oh no, it was a bunch of lies. It's just made up. It was hyperbole. You're
starting another atheism plus.
Yeah, you're just starting shit. And then here we are today. And like it's been said in the chat, even if he gets removed, he's probably going to be fine because he'll just become the next anti-SJW grifter.
Yeah.
He's already started that. He went from being one of the, he was for a while super pander man who pretended to be very far left. And now he's
still super
right-wing grifter.
But this started even before the initial incidents occurred and the original story broke, because all of a sudden he was promoting conservative atheism.
Yeah.
And, his whole MO was, let's get as many people under the atheist umbrella as possible. Him and Atheist America are largely responsible for the definition debates that we have going on all the time, because their thing was, we need as many people labeled as atheist as possible. And of course they put up these wildly offensive billboards, and this was all his brand to firebrand atheism. Well, I mean, even before all of this broke, he had started doing going to Republican conventions, Republican atheist, conservative atheist. You can be an atheist and be a conservative. You can be an atheist and, a theocrat, as long as you consider yourself an atheist. We're fine,
Wait,
and so he didn't take it that far, but it would have gone that way. Right.
Well, I mean, basically, if you're in bed with the right wing party, which the right wing party has been taken over, at least in the United States, by evangelicals, and they hold the same kind of values. So that always puzzled me.
Yeah. And so he had already started before all this happened saying, oh, well, there's too much, purity test in the atheist group. And it's, you don't have to be a leftist to be an atheist, yada, yada, yada.
So
and then the allegations hit, and he did what any, smart predator is going to do. He went totally radio silence for a long time, and everybody kind of forgot about it, and it wasn't a big thing. And then all of a sudden, the next time that he appears, he's executive director of Atheist Alliance. Right. And he's going on interviews with Sargon, and he's talking about real feminism, which is apparently creepy touching women and trying
feminism.
Guilt them into. Yeah, it's just misogyny.
I can't even imagine, and there's tons of people online going, all he did was touch your back. All he did was touch your back. I cannot even imagine if anyone, man or woman, was bending over in front of me and I walked up and I caressed the small of their back. That's the creepiest fucking thing in the world. Why would anybody think that's a normal thing that should be okay? It's not.
Right? Well, and then you had the one guy online that's like, I've been doing this for how many years and nobody's said it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care. It's still fucking creepy. You have obviously never been touched by somebody when you didn't want to be.
That was one of the biggest self-owns I've ever seen, was the guy goes, well, if he's creepy, then I must be creepy too, because I've been doing the same thing for years.
Guess what? You are. You're creepy.
Yeah.
No, Rad, you're not remembering the timeline. He did go on Sargon. He started doing this boost. Oh, they shut me up. They canceled me. So he started going on this grift scheme.
He actually used the situation that happened earlier at the beginning of the year with the transgender issue to pop back in.
He did.
And started making himself noticeable online. And then he went from there on to, I think it was Atheist Republic first and then Sargon. Or I might have those switched. But yeah, he then came back into the limelight with this new executive director post. Everyone was like, he's just going to do it again.
No.
And then surprise.
I had that timeline all scrambled because I thought it was the other way around. But I know it all happened in a relatively short period of time.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. Believe women.
Maybe just maybe we should actually cancel these creepy dudes. Maybe. What do y'all think? I mean,
well, that's the thing. Canceling them doesn't actually cancel them. They're not going to get canceled. They're just going to go the other direction.
That's why I said actually cancel.
There's no way to actually cancel them. There's no way to actually cancel them. He's going to still make money.
Look,
what about the revolution, comrade?
Yeah.
What if we walk out of YouTube?
Don't call me fucking comrade.
You know, if we all just walked out of YouTube right now, that would solve all the problems. Fixed.
Yeah, fixed. Everything fixed.
Yeah, but Silverman is shit. It's just shit.
Yeah, he really is.
It is. Yeah. And it's just absolutely ridiculous that he was given a second chance, especially after it wasn't just the sex thing. According to American Atheist, it had to do with their books.
Yeah,
and it's like what? It's like, okay, you're getting audited.
Well, and it's Atheist of America is they're a organization fraught with problems as well.
From the beginning.
From the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like they're not, they're a large part of the reason that atheism has such a bad reputation in the US.
They're definitely the reason, apparently, for all the horrible arguments I get into on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because over definitions and all the same bullshit over and over again. I don't see how atheist content creators do it. They do the same content over and over and over again, arguing the definition of atheism. Like,
I don't see how the consumers do it.
Me
right?
neither.
Like, because whenever you're like, if you're first like putting your feelers into atheism and things like that, and you're, especially if you're raised in the faith and you're hearing these counterpoints to popular apologetics that you've heard and everything else. But like, once you get through the arguments, like once you learn your way through, Aquinas's 5 ways and the teleological argument, the ontological argument, and the,
fine tuning.
Fine tuning and all the various, you're done, right? Like there's no new arguments there.
Look, I just don't.
I understand this. This goes with economics and marketing. It's the idea of sameness. So you'll see this anytime, like, say a new iPhone is released. Usually it's pretty much the same as the last generation, just a few little key issues that have been changed. But if they do something big, like when they removed the headphone jack, people flip the fuck out.
Yeah, well, mine's got 3 cameras now.
And see, it's
fun.
But see, it's because people like things that they like to be able to come back to something that's the same, that they can recognize, that they can, because the more you hear these arguments, the more you're able to say, oh, I know this argument, and you're able to follow along, and you feel like you're smarter, even though you've just heard it through repetition a bunch of times.
Yeah, but I am smarter. I'm an atheist.
But you're
gathering, there's studies.
You're gathering it up and saying, ooh, this is something that I understand this clearly, and I love this, and I'm going to keep watching it. And so they watch over and over again. And any big changes are generally really rejected. Not to say this channel here, pretty big change from my atheist
there
channel.
hasn't been a big change
Not really.
these arguments in like 200 fucking years.
But it's still it's that idea of sameness. It's that thing of
I don't like that idea.
that the little bit of they can be a little different. Like the avatar has changed, the voice is different. Maybe the argument is explained just slightly differently. But yeah, it's this idea of people like things that seem different but are the same.
No, I do get that. We do that with music. I mean, you know, it's the same thing because music, you like something that's just different enough that it keeps you kind of on the edge, but then you like something that's same enough that you sort of know where it's going. It's this like balancing act.
That's a really good example of music.
Yeah.
Does it work with the ideologically as well? If you're just coming out of like far right, conservative, evangelical kind of way of thinking, and you hear the same shit being spewed by an atheist content creator, then do you feel like, oh, well, I'm home now and I can still maintain all these horrible beliefs?
I think some do.
I think that a lot of and this is kind of tangentially related, but I think that a lot of and boy, I'm going to catch some shit from this, some of the fundamentalist atheists out there, I think it's a holdover, right? It's like you swapped out this one rigid belief structure for another. And that's why you get these hardcore debates about the definition of atheism and you better toe the line and things like that. It's the same central thrust. These are the rules. You must follow them. This is your group. That's the people that we hate. Except now you happen to have a different, view of metaphysics.
Well, a lot of it all happens with fanaticism as well. It's this thing we tend to get fanatic when we make any big changes. Like if you've ever been a smoker and one of your friends quit smoking, you wanted to stop hanging out with that friend. Because they were going to constantly talk about how unhealthy smoking was. Or if there's someone that cut carbs, you're going to hear about all the joys of their cutting carbs, because as soon as we make a big change in our life, we have to incorporate that. It has to be on the tips of our tongue all the time so we can promote it and we can make ourselves go, I did this. This is great. I need to tell everybody that's great. And
well, I was thinking the other day that, all this debate me kind of culture that is going on in the atheist community has been going on, continues to go on. I think that it's remnants of evangelizing and trying to get people on your side and things like that. That's at least what I think it is.
Well, that's what street epistemology is.
That's what I was just going to say. You're literally stopping people as they're going about their day, haven't signed up for anything like this, and you're like, hey, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, but you're using Socratic dialogue, and Socrates was one of the earliest atheists.
Sure.
No.
No, I've seen that on so many memes, so many atheist memes, it has to be true.
It's fucking not true.
It's totally, he's got a whole book. I don't
care about that book.
One of the whole books of Plato is about belief.
No, he was corrupting the youth and converting them all to atheism.
That's
what the people told me.
He was a true comrade.
Oh my. So well, we've
I thought he was a rando.
I think that we've done a pretty good job of pissing pretty much everyone off that's going to watch this video.
You're welcome.
You are welcome. We love you. Except for hashtag who had a nice poop story. And that was great.
That was nice.
Well, I mean, we were all slinging shit, so you were just pointing out a story about literal shit slinging.
We didn't plan that ahead to make our shit slinging seem less.
No. But it worked out well. All right.
Special thank you to all my wonderful patrons. I really appreciate your support. Also, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss another snarky video. Don't forget to know yourself and stay snarky.